everyone, welcome to another vlog here on the World of Coasters. Today you join us on a windy day in Lowestoft, England, Suffolk. We're at Pleasurewood Hills today, aren't we, Lou? We've come here before, it's just in Lowestoft.
I love it here, it's so nice.
It's a nice little small theme park owned by the Loopings Group, which have just bought out Drayton Manor. We've come for the day. They've done a lot to the park from what we can see to begin with. They've totally rebuilt the entrance and just given everything a bit of a lick of paint. Anyway, we've come here for the good selection of rides here. They've got the only Boomerang roller coaster in the UK, which is here, Wipeout. This is a Vekoma Boomerang. Not very comfortable, but I will be able to get you a POV of this later. As always, in this park you're allowed to use GoPro as long as it's on a secure rig, so either the hand mount or the chest rig, which I have both, so if they want us to use either or, that's fair enough. So anyway, we've come into the park. It's just opened about 15 minutes ago. It's open 10 till 5 today. And at the moment the crowd levels are really low, aren't they, Lou? Like,
That's why I haven't got my mask on yet.
It's a Sunday. I might actually have to take this one off for a minute. I forgot my World of Coasters mask today, and I'm not really a fan of these surgical ones, especially when I'm trying to talk, because I keep inhaling it.
I have loads of like custom ones which Luke's paid for, and I just don't like wearing them, don't I?
Like, I've got the World of Coasters one, of course, which I like wearing at the theme parks. But I keep inhaling like the inner layer of this one, which is a bit annoying. So if I sound like I'm out of breath, I'm not. I'm just sucking in the filter. Anyway, do you reckon I should go on Wipeout first to get a good POV before it gets too rough?
I don't know.
Like, we were going to go around to Express first, which was the new addition for last season. But what do you want to do, Lou?
I'll wait for you to go. I don't feel like
Okay, so I think I'll start the day on this so it's ticked off. Like I say, I've got the chest rig and hand mount, so I should be able to get a POV on this. So I'll see you on the Wipeout. Louise is going to sit this one out.
Of course.
Let the pain begin in 3, 2, 1. Wow! Oh God! Oh, it's like a bee in it. Oh God, no, it isn't. Oh, it's like being in a car crash. Pain in reverse. Oh no, not looking forward to the back. It seems worse to go forward! That's how it is! Oh God! Oh God, never again! Right, so I've just come off first ride of the day, Wipeout, the only remaining Vekoma Boomerang in the UK, and for good reason, because they are garbage.
Garbage?
Like, they really are. Like, that was
Garbage,
pain.
Luke.
Like, I was trying to do a quiet POV. Yeah, in the end I was like, oh my God, it's like being in a car crash. It is not fun. So yeah, I've got that one out of the way. We're going to Express now. Oh,
this is cute.
Yeah, we saw a poster saying that, like, Pleasurewood Hills was new for 2020, like they'd done the park up a bit, and
they've done their landscaping.
Yeah.
Because this is all.
So yeah, it's like a really open park around here, but yeah, they've done loads of little things around. Like, it's nothing amazing, but it's still pretty good. They've repainted the theatre by the looks of it. So yeah, like I say, I won't be going on Wipeout again. The only reason I go on it every time I come here is I want a front row pop, but that time it was so quiet. I just waited until there was no one in the queue, and then I was like, right, I'm going. So I've got a front row pod with the Hyper Smooth. I hope the Hyper Smooth did its job there, because it will have it cut out. Like those Vekoma Boomerangs, they're cheap models, they don't take a lot of room up, but they are so rough. They look
cool though.
They do look cool, but even the one that I rode with Lewis at Wallaby Holland has the vest restraints like Space Mountain. Still rough. It's just the intensity, like I banged my foot somehow and I don't know how.
You look really like
it
sweaty.
was like
Sweaty. No, it's a sun cream.
The idea was it was quiet in the morning, and obviously in the morning roller coasters haven't run in for the day, so they're not running as fast as they would because the lubricants in the wheels haven't had a chance to like really get flowing. So it's probably less intense than it would be later. But yeah, anyway, as we head round towards the Express, you can see the crowd levels. It's not the busiest part of this one. It's you know, it's just a small part. Even on its busier days, you know, you won't wait more than like 15-20 minutes for a ride. You've got Fireball over here, which is that's out of action today. I'm not a fan of these ones, I'm not going to lie. The Vortex of Thought Park really makes me nauseous. I take the meaning roller coaster enthusiast to a whole new level, because I love theme parks, I love roller coasters. I'm not the biggest flat ride fan.
I love
dark rides are up there, but yeah, like I'm not the biggest fan of flats. I apologise for the wind, because it is really windy here today, isn't it? I don't have my muffler with me. That's back in the chalet as well with my mask. I'm really not organised today. But yeah, like it looks like they've done more work to this area of the park since we were here last time. So they've put some nice painted benches in to fit the theme of Rooster. The chicken place over there, Roosters, that was built last year. It does some nice fried chicken apparently. But yeah, they put like a little bandstand or something in there, and they've done some work to their play park by the looks of it.
All looks really fresh.
Yeah, all looks really fresh. So I can see why they put new for 2020 just Pleasurewood Hills, because they've just really done some TLC to the park. But we love what they did with the Express. Obviously last month we rode Treetops, which is a clone of this. It's a Zero coaster. This one obviously opened, I think back in the 80s here, but it was standing but not operating on the first few years we came here. It was like the Rattlesnake before that. But look, they've also opened their bumper go. This was being refurbished last time. Wow. So before we get in the queue for this one, we'll go over and have a look at the theming around here. But even the Express has had a little bit of extra theming, like the eggs rolling off the end and the chicken head poking out the top. So this was rethemed last year, just a Zamperla like flat ride. Love the theming they've got on it. They've even gone to the detail of like theming the Coke machines and all that. And like I said, these bumper cars were totally closed last season. And even then they've given them a nice barnyard theme. Looks pretty cool, doesn't it, Lo? Hopefully they would have repaired their bumper cars over the other side of the park, because fans of the channel would know those bumper cars were abused and they didn't work properly. I suggest you watch that vlog if you haven't, because they really needed some TLC. These ones seem to be running quite nice. Good on you, Pleasurewood Hills. So, first impressions of the social distancing Pleasurewood Hills are implementing is they've got hand sanitizer everywhere, which is really good. Outside all the rides they have hand sanitizer stations. You saw them as we were going into the park. Good social distancing markers all over the floor. And the park is quite spread out, so there's plenty of room for you to have your picnics and space. It's going to be a lovely day today, which just makes this park all the better. So since last time all this has been painted up, and like I said, they've added some theming elements in the form of chickens everywhere. Good to see. Looks like we're going to get straight on this one. Right, so we've just come off a ride on the Express that is running so fast this morning, isn't it, Lo?
Super fast.
Really fast. And when we got on the ride, we had the water bottle in the bag like this, and it fell under the track, like in between the car. They did retrieve it for us when the ride was running. Probably not the best thing to do, but you know, it's only a like 80p bottle of water, but if they want to get it for us, they can. I said to them, leave it, but right. Anyway, we've just come past one of the park maps here. This is very reminiscent of the Oakwood map, isn't it?
I bet Luke wants to buy one.
Yeah. So obviously,
I bet you would as well. And
yeah,
where would you put that?
This one's a bit bigger than the Oakwood one I bought, but I was just going to show you the coaster line up here. So you've got Wipeout, obviously the Vekoma Boomerang, the Express, which we've just been on.
Really good for
Really good. They've got a miniature train here. Cannonball Express, which was closed last year for refurbishment, has quite lethal brakes on that. Over here is the Lock Flume, which was being refurbished. I don't know whether they finished refurbishing it, but we'll have a look at that when we get over there. Marble Madness, the horrendous braking ride. They really love the trims on that. Louise's favourite, the Rootin' Tootin' Target Trail, which I actually preferred it when it was Hobbs Pit, but Louise didn't like it when it was Hobbs Pit. Obviously the looping...
I wasn't scared like that, but it was
it was pretty scary, but...
the queue was scarier than the ride, that's what I'm saying.
Loopings Group are the ones that bought this park out, I think back in 2012, 2014, I can't remember off the top of my head. That was when we first came here, so Hobbs Pit was before they owned it, and obviously they wanted to put it in a more family orientation.
I see that.
I see that.
Stuck out.
There's no point having a ride that like thrilling and scary for when there's literally families here. You don't really get
have a ride like
here.
that at Thorpe Park, don't you think?
Yeah.
Another little dark
The thing is, they got Darren Brown's there, but obviously
Yeah,
that is
replace that.
yeah, just knock it down and put a decent trackless dark ride in. But yeah, the over this side of the park we got the cable car, but it doesn't seem to be running, and this is like one of those old vintage cable cars.
It doesn't start till 12.
Probably something like that. It's a ski lift style one, so we'll give that a go later if it's opening. But again, no one's over this side of the park, but I think the majority of the crowds head over to the other side of the park where Marble Madness and all that is. So with the crowd levels being so low, I'm going to take my face mask off in areas like this because there is no one around us.
I'm here.
Well, yeah, but we're in the same bubble, Louise. Can't you see our big bubble? So yeah, when we're in queues and that, I think I'm going to put the mask on, but I can't put up with these fabric masks.
They don't ask for you to wear masks. I thought they would ask you to wear a mask.
They do. On the board outside, I'm pretty sure it did say face masks are required for some rides, but yeah, there are people not wearing them. Like I said, the social distancing is pretty good, however some of the members of the public in the park don't obey it, which is the same for any theme park in the world at the moment.
Anywhere in the world.
You've just got to be careful, make sure your hands sanitising constantly and all that sort of stuff. But we're going to head over to the other side of the park and see what they've got to offer. I don't think we're going to be here all day at this rate. We've both agreed this is a more chill day for us because yesterday we did Joyland and Yarmouth Pleasure Beach in one day.
And we went out in the evening, didn't we?
Yeah, so yeah, we had a very full day yesterday. We're like, we'll take the day a bit slower. We're just, you know, take as much time as we need here, then go. And then we can enjoy like the chalet we're staying in at the moment, which is your family's chalet. And then tomorrow we're off.
Norfolk.
Yeah, we're off up to Alton Towers tomorrow, which we're going to see their Oktoberfest.
Do you know what? That is one of my most anticipated parts.
It really is for me.
Even though we've been so many times because of the event on, that's so like exciting.
I feel with Alton Towers, like last time we went, not everything was fully open. We didn't get a chance to go on 13, it was closed. Jewel was closed, Hex was closed. You couldn't get up to David Walliams World.
I want to go to the dungeons.
I was just about to say, we might do the dungeons because I want to see how they're doing it. But obviously they're running less people per show with that, but yeah, they have to socially distance and you have to wear a face mask in the dungeons. But when you're on site, normally they give you an offer for $2.50 an adult rather than a $5, so we have to have a look and probably do that. I'll be vlogging one day of that. But obviously today we're at Pleasurewood Hills, so let's enjoy Pleasurewood Hills. The weather is lovely. I'm going to have to bust out the sunglasses.
So
like we were saying, like we're meant to be in Florida right now, but whenever we're away in September, the sun seems to follow us.
It really does.
So not only were we meant to be in Florida, when that was cancelled, we booked to go to Disneyland Paris for the week.
Before France was a fad, before people say.
Yeah, before the quarantine rules came in, and we were meant to be travelling today to Disneyland. We were going to do Disneyland, Park Asterix, Phantasialand, Efteling. It was going to be a Europe mega trip, and then obviously the quarantine happened. It was like, well, it's going to be a UK mega trip now.
But at least we're doing stuff.
Oh yeah, like we've got. I'm so excited that we've still got best part of 10 days to go on this trip. This is only the second day, and I'm already knackered. I'm not used to these trips. I'm getting old.
3, 2.
Oh my god! Oh my god, we're going so far!
And we stop. So we just come off a quick ride on Wave Breaker there. That was essentially just walk on, and my god, as Louise just said to me off camera, I don't think it's made for 2 adults to go in there.
Definitely not.
Obviously it's got the double down on it, so you go down the first one, pick up speed, then the second one we kind of left the ramp a little bit. And then kind of smacked our bums down, but luckily we didn't get too wet on that because it wasn't like a super soaker one, but it went quite fast. The bloke's standing there waiting to let you off, and we just shot past him.
I know, it's like you're obviously meant to stop there.
And we're just like, nope, we're carrying on. Like, we literally nearly ran out of runway. Anyway, we're going to take a gentle ride now. The train has just pulled into the station over here, which we've never been on the full-size train here, have we?
No, never.
There's 2 stations here. I don't know whether they use both, one near the entrance and one around here, so I think we'll stay on for the full circuit. Where this is like the kids area of the park. It's Woody's area, which is the park's mascot.
It's so well themed.
Yeah, it is well themed. There are only some budget Zampala rides, like SBF visas, but yeah, there's plenty to do around here. See you when we get on the Pleasurewood Express. One thing I have forgot to say is between rides they're wiping down the restraints, which goes here for the trains here. They're wiping all the rows down, which was one of the reasons why it took me so long to go on to the wipeout ride, because they were wiping the restraints down, which is good to see. Once we've been on this, we're going to probably head round Route 2 sort of way. I'm enjoying the day so far. It's just so hot. Like, thankfully we've got loads of water in the car. We're going to need it. Right, so we're off on the Pleasurewood Express, which is just like the train that goes around the park. And at the moment we're socially distanced from the group in front, right at the back of the train. But we get some nice shots from around the park.
Drop tower going.
Yeah, we'll have to go on that. Like, you've not been on that drop tower, have you? The drop tower here is called the Jolly Roger, which I always find really weird because that's like the name of like a swinging ship. But their swinging ship isn't called the Jolly Roger. But it's a really good drop tower. It's only like 100 foot tall. It's a bit similar to Detonator. It actually gives a good drop. So here's the new entrance area they've made. So they've just basically rebuilt it. Louise is crisp in the foreground. Yeah, they got like this little entrance gazebo. And we're going to be heading over to the other part of the park now, which you might be able to see the refurbishment they're doing to their like lock flume. It's only a travelling model, but I like what they've done with it. I don't know whether it's actually open yet. It was meant to open this season. This is the refurb they've done on their, well, I say refurb, it didn't have any theming in the first place, but a re-theme on their lock flume. It's pretty good. It's just basic theming, but it makes it look so much better, doesn't it?
And less permanent.
This is a bit of a super soaker if memory serves correct, but the weather shows for it, so we might give it a go later.
I'm going to give it a go.
And I should be able to give you a POV on it, because I've also got the GoPro, which is fully waterproof. This is now called the Water Fun Factory. Down there you've got the Sea Lion show, which we'll be doing later. We do it every time.
Definitely the busier part of the park.
Oh yeah, and then you've got the Mauer Wild Mouse Coaster, Marble Madness. I believe this used to actually be either at Flamingo Land or Fantasy Island. I can't remember the exact one, but it was another park. This is the roller coaster that notoriously a few seasons ago I actually cracked a rib on, didn't I?
Yeah, he did actually.
Its trim brake, well, I'd already cracked it and it had been repaired. It had a few weeks to heal. And one of those trim brakes, the one after the zigzag section, which is like trim brake number 5, it's labelled. That one there just caught me wrong and it absolutely killed. So while we're in the station at the moment, waiting for the train to go, we can really have a look at the theming on that.
It's named the Big Train.
The Big Train, yeah. We'll go on the small train later. And obviously you've got the Mauer Wild Mouse here, Marble Madness. we give this one a go. I just missed it going over. It's like death break there. I want to see what the trims are like this year. Obviously, some parks don't like their trim brakes.
Oh my god.
Because you know it wears the brakes, it wears the like brake fins on the coaster.
I feel like they don't need to use all of them. Like they use every single one.
Well, they need to use them a bit, but they just seem to overuse them. Like it will almost certainly stop on these trims here before the final block. Like it's just a little bit violent. Don't be ready for that one, but we'll give it a go later. Right, so we just come off of the Pleasurewood Express. That was about a 10-minute ride around the park. Kind of nice to see the whole park before we get to it. Like I said, the day couldn't be any nicer than it is at the moment. We're going to go around to the more action-packed part of the park where the new lock flume is. Well, I say new, like I've been saying, it's been themed from its standard travelling theme. So over here we got the station for the miniature railway and a sweet shop here, which Louise would love because the sweet shop does Tango Ice Plus, but Louise, the doors are shut.
I want my Tango Ice Plus.
Oh.
I always have it on the miniature train.
And it's really well priced here, it's only a couple of quid. But yeah, currently the doors are shut. We'll have to see if it's open later. Here is the Venetian Carousel they've got. It says 1900 on here. Like I don't really believe why they would lie about the age of it. It does look like quite a vintage carousel, but it's a double-decker one. And then down here you've got rooting tooting, and that leads around to Marble Madness and all that. Now this park used to have a go-kart track just behind here, which is where Pit Stop Stacks is. That's now been removed off of the park map completely. The track is still there, but it looks very much abandoned and would make a very good plot for expansion. When we were on the train just now, we kind of saw through the fence a little bit. There's a lot of expansion plot room there.
They're not big plots, but they're still reasonably sized.
You've got two big plots. You've basically got one behind here and the other one being behind where the wave breaker ride is. Which, as Louise said, if this park carries on the way they're going, they could compete with Portland's Park one day.
I honestly feel like they've done so much just TLC. And a really boring thing.
Yep.
Toilets have been upgraded. Did you notice that?
The men's not so much.
So like before you would just have the normal sized cubicles, but now they're big enough for a child to go in. So they have less cubicles, but they're bigger, and they've redone the doors and
See,
everything.
the men's toilet, they were clean, but they weren't refurbished. So anyway, I was saying about the important information for guests today. Here we go. This is about the social distancing and all that. So staff may be wearing face masks. We recommend, so you don't need to wear it in the park or any of the rides, but we've been wearing them on the rides just as a common courtesy thing, and obviously make contactless payments where possible. They're only accepting payments by contactless card. They're not taking cash here. So next ride of the day, we got the face masks on. We're just about to get in the queue for Route into Untitled Chapter, which used to be Hobbs Pit, the scariest ride in the country, I can happily say. First thing I've noticed, they've actually switched the entrance and exit around. Originally on Hobbs Pit, this was the entrance. Then when the Route into it opened, they changed it so that was the entrance. So you'd go in over there where the sign is, but they've changed it back so it's how Hobbs Pit was. You wait here and you get escorted through.
Makes more sense because there's an actual extension queue line.
It is a bit strange, but they've also looked like they've done a bit of work along here. It's all painted now. Had all this on the wall originally, but this side I'm pretty sure wasn't themed. And they've closed the arcade off. So we're going into the darkness, Lou, of Hobbs Pit. See if we can see the Hobbs Pit references, because they're all over the place. So you can't see very well, but down here is where you used to go in Hobbs Pit, and it's total darkness. I'll be cheeky, and I'll just put my flashlight on. And there's the old route into Hobbs Pit. You go around that corner to where the screen was. Do you remember that, Lou?
Yeah.
They had the screen of the man, and then you go through the door, but that's all down there, but it's closed off now. They could have made a bit of a story for this ride, but it's much more family orientated now. Right, so we're in the mind of Sam Hobbs, Hobbs Pit. Louise is shooting, I'm not. Has the same system as Toon Blaster, with these big old blocks and the clanky blasters. one of many of these blaster rides in the UK. We'll be going on Duel, Tomb Blaster, the one at Drayton Manor, which I believe is called something to do with the Golden Nugget thing. Sheriff Showdown, that's it. Obviously you can see a lot of remnants from the old ride of Hobbs Pit. It's much more family orientated now. No scorecard here, which is a shame. You get that when you leave the ride. Boris is sleeping, Boris the spider. So here's the end. Mars, mine, and yours. You get some bread and cheese at least. And that's the end of the ride. So we've just come off rootin' tootin', and we've got some like big fun events.
It's the way out. Oh, that's wonderful.
Oh yeah, it's back to fun, and that was where you saw the scary face on Hobbs Pit, because obviously this was part of the experience before. We're going to come out what was the entrance to this ride through here, and you can't buy your picture because your picture's through there and the scorecard's up there. We didn't know which card we were on, do we? One thing I do like about this ride, if you look at all the signs close up, Sam Hobbs Mining Company, obviously a reference to Hobbs Pit. So we're rootin' tootin' out of the way now. We've come over to where Marble Madness is, and we get a great view of the Water Fun Factory, which I don't know whether this is going to be our next ride, but it's half an hour until the Sea Lion show. So Lou, do you want to give this one a crack?
I need my raincoat.
You don't need your raincoat. The sun is out and shining brightly. I love what they've done. If I remember correctly, it was always painted quite well, this one. But yeah, I love what they've done to the station. It's not like a mass amount of theming, but it's just giving it a bit of life. So coming around the side of the new Water Fun Factory, you can see they've actually redone the whole queue line, and this path that was never really used for is now used a lot more. Probably I'd recommend that they can maybe put some theming on the side of here, but it seems like they added stuff to Express, so I wonder whether they'll do the same to this building. So we're going to do the lock flume a bit later on. Louise doesn't want to mess up her hair.
That's not the reason. I want to wear my raincoat, which is back in the car.
Oh, well, we will be going to the car shortly because we got lunch. We're going to get lunch from the local Tesco's, which is just down the road. We're just coming around to the area of the park where Jolly Roger is, the drop tower. And behind that, Cannonball Express, which last season was closed. Right, so we're going to go on the next ride now, whether it be Jolly Rocker or the Jolly Roger or the Cannonball Express, I don't know. We'll see you on that ride though. Right, so we've decided the next ride of the day is going to be the Cannonball Express, which is roller coaster back here. Actually just trying to think who manufactured this. I was told it quite recently. I remember seeing it in someone else's vlog, and they did say, and I was like, oh, didn't expect them to make that roller coaster. But yeah, it's quite a good little roller coaster. No, it's not here now, this one. Sits down in a dip, small little cars, and has a very lethal brake run at the end, if you remember correctly. Like, comes to a full stop on it. A little bit of a queue, probably about 15 minutes to get on this one, as there'll be social distancing on here, but they've got the markers in the queue for social distancing. I think these were here before social distancing, like anti-slip marks. Right, so I've just been having a look on RCDB about this roller coaster. Yeah, so it's a Schwarzkopf ride manufactured in 1983. It's been relocated 3 times. So it started in Plopsa, Japan, which is a part we were meant to be going on our European mega trip. That's in Belgium. And it was called Jumbo 5 then. Then they moved it to another park, which I don't know where, but then it was moved to Pleasurewood Hills. But yeah, 1983. Manufactured by Anton Schwarzkopf, the roller coaster legend himself, made Munich Looping and all that, and you can really see, like, it is his style of ride. It does look pretty cool for the size of it. It's got a lot packed into it. These little two-car trains rather. However, it is only running one train at Pleasurewood Hills. They don't seem to have the second train at all because it has an unload station and a load station, which I imagine means it's going to be a bags-on ride. Yeah, it's quite a fast little zippy ride by the looks of it. Beautiful view of the park, though. Here we go. And on fourth off, do your best. Wow. 1983, and it sure as hell shows it. This is a very intense ride. Oh God! I am in pain. No trim here, but the last trim is not going to be fun! Oh God! I'm in pain! Oh God! Oh, stop it! Stop the pain! Here we go, brace!
Jesus.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That ride really does show that it's 5 to 7 years old. You know a ride is going to be rough when it's actually got knee padding. Right, so we've just come off of Cannonball Express after about, I don't know, about half-hour queue for that, would you say?
Yeah.
That one's not really aged very well. I recall it having a really rough last break, which still was quite rough, but not as bad. But the whole experience was quite rough. We got a back row, which probably didn't help. But the car we had was kind of like shaking laterally on the lift hill. You'll probably see it in the POV. And yeah, that was rough. Probably the most thrilling ride in the park other than obviously Wipeout. We're now going to give Jolly Roger a go, but I don't think Louise is going to go on this one.
I'm going to wait.
And then we're going to stop and have lunch. So I'll see you on the Jolly Roger, and then we'll go get some lunch. Right, so no delaying, straight away on here. Louise gave this one a sit out because, like I say, the Cannonball Express was quite rough. Not got the best of you on this one. It's a full ride. They're socially distancing, so you've got the Cannonball Express just round there. And I don't know whether you can see Louise is just down, can't really see her very well, down there, just chilling in the shade, and then we're going to go get some lunch. Obviously we're quite close to the seafront here, and you can just about make over the lock flume and all that. And yeah, it's about 100 foot up this one, and then it's straight down, so let's see. Yeah, nice shot of my lily white legs. Hey, that really does offer a good drop, that ride. Really good. So I always forget how good that drop tower is. It's just, I can't think of the manufacturer. I think it's a Farbury one, but really does offer a really good drop. I don't know what makes a good drop tower, but it just gets you out of your seat and you get some good air time. Anyway, we're going to stop for lunch now. The time is 12:37, and the benefit of this park is not only are they not too expensive here because it's like a smaller family park, but they also have a Tesco's just outside the theme park. So we're going to go out to the car, get some water, and then take the 2-minute walk to the Tesco. Gonna get ourselves a meal deal, I think, yeah? So we're just going past the swinging ship here, which you would have thought would have been called the Jolly Roger, but it isn't. I don't know what this one's called actually. I think it's just called the pirate ship. But yeah, you would expect that to be called Jolly Roger. Anyway, we'll see you after we've had our lunch and we re-enter Pleasurewood Hills. Right, so it's been about an hour since we had lunch now, and we're going back into the park. Just while it's quiet here, I'll give you a show off of the new building. It looks pretty cool. It's like a take on the original building. It's just missing a big Pleasurewood Hills sign. it's looking pretty good and fresh. So we're just going back in. We've obviously got our wristbands so we can go back into the park. However, there is actually no one here to check them, so if you want to come for free, just come halfway through the day. So we're going through the gazebo into the park, and I think we're heading over towards the miniature railway first, yeah?
Yeah, because we love it.
Yeah, so should we go around? Which way do you want to go?
They messaged me, Pleasurewood Hills.
Oh, did they? We just put a post up on Instagram for Pleasurewood Hills. If you're not following on Instagram, by all means go over there.
A little fun fact, y'all.
Yep.
When the Express opened, they covered the day, the opening day,
yeah.
and they featured it on their website, which is pretty cool.
That was the day where we went and Mr. Theme Park Worldwide himself was there.
That was interesting, that day.
Very coincidental, because we come here on like a set time every year. It just happened to be there, and like we didn't plan to come for the opening day of that ride. However, that day we just happened to fall in. Now we go into the miniature railway this way.
I don't even know which way.
So yeah, the park levels are lowering down now. It's really hot. It's, I'd probably say in the high 20s now.
It's lovely.
You know, we've had to bust out the sun cream, but we're going to head to the miniature railway. There's only about 4 or 5 more rides we want to do, maybe some re-rides, and then we'll go from there, see what's going to happen. Now we've come to a different part of the park that we've not really walked through. You can really see some of the landscaping they've done, just like some of the park.
Garden area.
The paths have been redone by the looks of it, and we noticed when we were on the main train earlier, they'd actually done a lot of like little river areas. It just looks a lot fresher, doesn't it? The whole park's looking amazing. I do think a UK park looks good when it's blue skies like this. Another ride we're going to be walking past in a moment is the Hyperdrive Dodgems, which were the ones that were notorious for being a bit...
That was so fun.
They just weren't working last time we came here. They were sparking, they needed pushing. So we're going to walk past that in a second and actually see whether they're working. I don't know if we're going to do that now. It's 2 o'clock at the moment, so there's a sea lion show in a minute, and I can happily announce, look at them, they're looking much more healthy.
No one's pushing them.
No one's pushing them, and they don't seem to be stopping in the middle of the track.
They look faster.
Yeah, well, that's not hard compared to what it was last year. So I'll probably give this one a go later. You know, there's not a massive queue for it, probably a few cycles. They've got more cars as well, which is good. Like the theme on these, it's like police and taxis from the future, little hover cars. So Louise's favourite thing to do when she goes on the miniature railway, which the station is here, Louise will go into the sweet shop and she will get herself a Tango Ice Blast. You can see the machines through here, I think, but as you can see on the door, due to social distancing, the sweet shop is closed, which means that Tango Ice Blast machine, which you might be able to see, is unoperational. $3.50 for a big Tango Ice Blast.
That is a bargain.
But yeah, there won't be that, and it's a lovely day to have one. I can't get over how hot it is today. Tomorrow we're going to Alton Towers for our first day, and I said that I was going to vlog the Tuesday to give myself a day off. But the weather's going to be like this again tomorrow at Alton Towers, so I might just vlog tomorrow. The Tuesday's still going to be nice, but it's going to be a bit cloudier. Absolutely no queue for the miniature railway, but we're just going to have to wait for it to get into the station. And the other thing about going to Alton Towers tomorrow, Louise, go on the smiler.
What, for the vlog?
With the Bavarian...
You missed it last time.
With the Bavarian soundtrack.
I thought you were talking about the bratwurst.
Our carriage awaits on the miniature train. Right, so we're off on our little train journey to the wherever we're going. There's only one stop on this. So we just looked and the Sky Ride is actually open now, but we're going to give that one a miss because the queue's so long and it's such a low capacity ride. We might do it from the Express ride later, but we're going to stick at the end of the part that we're at to do Marble Madness and the Lock Flume. Can't wait to get on the Lock Flume.
Yeah, I've got my coat now, you'll be happy to.
Why you want it? I just want to get soaked. Get me all wet. They've got a little kiddie steeplechase here, which I don't think we've ever been on.
No.
Right, so after you've gone around like part of the park, you then disappear off into the woodlands where they have some like wood carvings and some theming elements, which don't really mean much, but...
Great idea for a horror night area.
Yeah, well they do a good horror event here apparently, it's really good, but we've never been in the area for Halloween. The pedlos are gone. To be honest, the lake looks absolutely disgusting, to be honest. So we're going into the woods, scary woods, where they've got these strange structures and totem poles. We're going through the haunted woods. So this sort of area we were saying earlier would make a great like expansion plot.
They could make that kid land even bigger.
Oh yeah, like have a full themed area or put a coaster here. They've got this like dive pool here, but they only run this during the summer. Again, we've never seen it really running. It looks like it could be quite good. Right, so we've just come off of the miniature railway and we're going to cool off on the log flume now. The newly themed log flume, which is now the Water Fun Factory. I normally wouldn't be able to film because obviously, you know, my camera would get wet, but I've got the GoPro with us, so I'll be able to film our experience.
In front, can I just say?
I'll have to go in front. Louise is wearing a raincoat. It's like 24 degrees at the moment, so it's not really necessary.
It's not a raincoat, it's a mat.
A Mac. I'm sorry. After that, we got Marble Madness to do, the bumper cars, and then I think we're just about done, aren't we?
I'm not going home after that.
Okay. Well, there's
I want to go back on routine 2.
in half an hour. There's a sea lion show. So yeah, I think at this rate we're going to use the full till 5 day. Louise also needs to go on the Jolly Roger
And the bumper
cars. So here's our next ride, which is just over around here. It is refurbished. For this year. This has log flume's been here for quite a while. It's just a travelling variant, as I said earlier, but they put a nice like bit of theming around it. Nothing too amazing, but it just gives it a bit of character.
But before, no one would queue up for this, even on
yeah.
hot days. And
So
now it's really drawing people.
it is a super soaker. Like I say, I'll see you on the ride when we get on the Water Fun Factory. Immediately regret sitting at the very front of the boat with a GoPro strapped to it in my hand. Here we go. I immediately regret. Oh, I regret. Put feet up, it's gonna flood. But it's a good one, guys. Get down here and ride it. So we've just come off of the Water Fun Factory. It's a bit of a super soaker, but on a day like today, how relieving is that, Louise? Like, how wet are you? You obviously had a raincoat on.
This is dry.
The top's dry because she had a Mac on, but what about the lower half?
Yeah, very wet.
Can't really see because of she's wearing black. My shoe is soaked. We're going to join the queue now and go see the Sea Lion show if we can get in. They do 2 shows a day, one at 12 and one at 3. But I don't know whether we're going to get in because they'll be socially distancing and there's quite a lot of people. But we've timed it quite well, so if we don't get in, we go Marble Madness. But it's so nice to get on a water ride and cool off, like that was needed. That did the job.
Claude is a mammal like us, he's not a fish, he can't breathe underwater, so he needs to take a breath while he jumps down. That means he doesn't have to stop or slow down. Well done, Claude, let's give him a big round of applause. ready, he can also do some rollovers. 1, 2, 3, well done, Claude. I'm going to give the ball back and then he can show you his handstand walk. Off he goes. Slide down. No, white.
Right, so we've just come off of the Sea Lion show. They've changed the routine up a bit. They've got a little baby one, haven't
They got a baby one.
2-year-old sea lion and Elmo, another full adult sea lion. Anyway, we're going straight on to Marble Madness as it's got no queue. We've beaten the crowd out. So yeah, we'll take you on this. We aren't going to get the new angry car. The new marble car, the silver one, has angry eyes. We'll see you on Marble Madness. It's time to go on the roughest roller coaster. Well, the roughest marble mouse we've been on. Well, I say rough, but what I really mean is the ones with the best brakes. They must get through brake pads on this on their trim brakes so quick. Here we go. Here it is, Marble Madness. Oh god! Bracing is important. Okay.
Hold on to me.
They don't like the trim brakes up here, so these ones don't ever get used. Same thing. Woohoo! Race. Oh no, that wasn't too bad. No, don't use that one either. Next will be the one in this corner. Way! I'm going to use that one. We're going to stop on this one though. Here we go. Oh, that wasn't too bad. It's this one. Here we go. Ready? And yeah, we just come off of Marble Madness. We managed to get on that within like a couple of minutes because we beat the rush out from the Sea Lion show.
I feel like it wasn't as bad as the last.
That brake number 5 as it's listed because it's got number 5 on the brake run. I just hate it. I hate it. You've just got to be ready for it, which I wasn't the first time. Anyway, we're going over towards the Jolly Roger now, which is the drop tower. I went on earlier, but Louise didn't want to join me on. Louise has been separated from me. This is a really good drop tower. I did like a point of view, but what I'll do this time is I'll face the camera towards us and give our reaction. Like this is.
I've just eaten a load of fudge with you.
Oh, that's going to be coming back up. It's only about 100 foot tall, I'd probably say. It's no taller than Detonator, put it that way, but it is.
Wait, I've got a question for Luke.
Yeah.
What's your favourite ride here?
Favourite ride here? Oh, that's a toughie actually. I'd probably say the Express. I love the Express.
No, that's my favourite.
Okay, well then it's going to be a drop tower. I love the drop towers. The coasters here are good, but they're nothing to like, you know, sing and dance over, and I do love a drop tower, and this is a good one. So we'll see you on the Jolly Roger in a moment. Right, so we're off on the ride now. I'm just going to give you some views before I turn the camera around. So down here we got Cannonball Express, the car park. And
where's your car? Can you see it?
My car is... I think it's over there, so yeah, I can see it just behind the trees. But yeah, lovely view. Let's turn the camera around because you want to see us on this video.
No, you don't.
So
especially
yeah,
not me, just show your face.
Okay, so hopefully this has got both of us in shot. I'll go hands-free for this. But yeah, some beautiful views.
Oh my god.
Right, this is a good drop. Look, you can see Yarmouth from over this side.
Oh
right.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Oh my god, oh my
First
god,
click.
oh my god,
That's
oh my god.
safety off.
Oh my
right.
god, oh my god, oh my god.
Hold on to your glasses tight. Here we go. Ready? It's a good drop tower, this one.
Oh my god.
Here we go. How does that drop tower do that?
Oh my god.
That's a good drop tower, isn't it?
That is scary.
Very good drop tower. Oh, there we go. My restraint's a bit restricted. So there we go, a ride on the Jolly Roger. What did you think of that, Lou? It's a surprisingly good drop tower.
That is like, oh, the flips in your stomach.
Like, I don't know what makes a good drop tower, but that one is like, because I've been on obviously like Falcon's Fury, Hurricane Condor, and drop towers are my favourite flat ride. But there are some drop towers which don't give you any force on the fall. That one's very forceful. Like
it's more forceful than detonator.
Like, it's amazing what makes it. I imagine it's all to do with like the restraints and where the brakes are on the tower.
Like the Tango Ice Blast is quite.
It's a shot tower, so shot towers obviously the initial blast is good, but after that it's just garbage. So anyway, we're going over towards Rootin' Tootin' now for a re-ride on that, and then is there anything else we want to do?
The log flume.
I'm not going on the log flume again. I don't want to get wet. I've dried off. So we're doing Rootin' Tootin', and then I think you want to go to the gift shop. We might be able to take the Sky Ride over to the Express, like you said, then go from there.
We've stayed here a lot longer than we thought.
Well, we're taking it a lot slower. Normally we'd do all the rides and then like have 5 minutes for lunch. We actually took like a good hour and a half for lunch. I think because of the weather, and like we've not been used to this sort of weather this year, have we? Not at the theme parks. And it really can take it out of you if you're in a group like families, or if you've got children. I imagine it's really difficult in this sort of heat. We're just coming past the Water Fun Factory now, the Super Soaker that is. And Rootin' Tootin' is just down this pathway here near Smoky Joe's. Right guys, so I won't bore you with the same footage again. We're going on Rootin' Tootin'. See you after the ride. A great ride on Rootin' Tootin' there. It was just a walk-on, wasn't it?
It was brilliant. We had to like get their attention, go on it.
We were going to go on the Sky Ride, however, it's got a really long queue, and you know, it's nothing amazing, and for some reason they're sending one empty, one over one empty.
Social distance.
No, I think they do that anyway, like regardless.
Well,
so yeah, I was just going to say, but they've got some spacing in between all them ones. We're now going to head round to the gift shop, and we're probably going to call it a day. It's coming up to 4 o'clock now. Park's open till 5, which I find really strange because Blackpool Pleasure Beach is only open 11 till 5.
Yeah.
And you know, it's obviously got a lot more ride offerings, but then it is a weekend today, so maybe they're looking at it like that.
I just want to say one thing, right?
Yep.
I really think more people should support parks like this. It's because people just like go for the Merlin one.
Yeah,
and
that's
it
the
annoys me because they have such great like rides here and theming.
Before we started coming to these parks, it was all just Merlin parks and a few of the big ones like Blackpool and Drayton Manor. However, when we got to looking, like the first time we came here in 2015, we didn't know this park existed.
No.
It was just on the whim. I just said, oh, let's have a look at the theme parks nearby. And this one popped up, and we've come here every year since 2015. And you can really see they started pumping some money into it now, which is good to see. And by doing this vlog, I hope some of you see it and go, actually, that's not far from me, I'll come visit it. Because, you know, if you're a coaster enthusiast like me, you want the credits and the park count. You know, it's nice to come to different parks, see how they're operated and go on their rides. Anyway, we're just coming up to the gift shop now, so we're going to have a look, see if there's anything in here. We're going to need masks on when we go into the gift shop, and then we're going to call it. So the gift shop, they've actually got a one-way system, so there's the exit and the entrance is here. So they've actually got a lot more Pleasurewood Hills merch. There's a step there. That was caught on camera. So they've actually got some like proper Pleasurewood Hills merch now. These are, look like, yeah, they are plastic. On sale from £5 to £3, which I'd probably say £5 is a bit steep, to be honest. It's your traditional like small park merch, you know, your jelly stuff and your rubbers and pencils and all that. You see any merch you like, Lou?
Not yet.
But yeah, they've given this shop a bit of a freshen up, and they've got some express merch, including these little chickens and pigs. Oh, they're pretty cool. How much are they?
They're £6, but they're 2 different designs.
That's really cool. Right guys, so we're just leaving the park now, and I've had a great day. Like, Louise, what do you think of Pleasurewood Hills?
This is the best like day I've had since we've been coming here.
Yeah, I'd say that. The weather's really helped. We normally come around Easter, so the weather's not as great. I think I'll give the rest of our like review of the park in the car, because it's got really windy all of a sudden. So we're back in the car now to avoid the wind that keeps gusting. But I've had an amazing day today. I feel Pleasurewood Hills are really handling the social distancing aspect well. There's hand sanitizer everywhere,
Yeah,
markers.
the staff are so friendly here. Like, if you've been to Adventure Island in Southend, it's sort of similar. They're just like a small, well, they're a lot bigger than Adventure Island, but they're a small park, so all the people who work there are happy.
They're happy to be there. Obviously, they've been owned by the Loopings Group for about 8 years now, so you know, it's one of those things where the Loopings Group are obviously starting to invest more in the UK, where they've just bought Drayton Manor out. We're visiting Drayton Manor and West Midlands Safari Park, so we're going to be visiting all of the Loopings Group
within this
this country. But yeah, I've had a great day. Like, I would highly recommend this park if you haven't been here. Like, it's a one-day thing, you know, you don't need to come in for multiple days, and the tickets aren't too bad. I think they're 22 quid on the day, and you can get savings quite easily for it.
Tesco's and that.
Yeah, Tesco's do offers for it. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, by all means leave a like. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next video. To Alton Towers.